All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get to the meat of Gacha today, and that is, of course, the ZZZ 2.0 live stream, the ZZZ 2.0 trailer, all of that stuff. And boy, oh boy, have I gotten a lot of requests to take a look at this. As you can probably tell, this live stream happened about 6 hours ago, and my comment section has slowly started getting flooded by people, basically saying, I have to watch it. Go watch the ZZZ live stream, clown. ZZZ going to give a 2 selector a 5-star. Just ZZZ is greater than Wuwa. I seen a couple of posts talking about like all the rewards and like what they're looking like, all the new areas. So why don't we go ahead and experience it? Oh, this is 1 hour and 9 minutes. Ain't nobody got fucking time for that. Thank God, apparently the ZZZ official channel has just come out with an 11-minute abridged one, which I think should cover all of the new content. So why don't we just look at this shit instead, so I don't have to see DeWay and his greedy ass mug just smiling at me pretending he's gonna fix the game. So with that, let's go ahead, let's get right on into it and see what is in store for us today.
In the Hollow Era, the court was corrupt with decadence.
Okay.
The martial world stood leaderless, bandits ran rampant, and people suffered unbearably.
Okay.
But heroes of righteousness still rose up.
We got Kung Fu Panda.
And raised to champion
and of course,
justice.
The latest Gooner bait to come to the game. Yeah, this character is crazy.
Is that Lemmy and Hollow?
You must be the mystics of Yunque's summit. For the safety of everyone here again,
I feel like I need closed captions.
I urge you to avoid entering the porcelain production site.
This area is steeped in miasma and its corruptive residue. I'm the 13th generation High Preceptor of Yunque Summit, Yishuan.
Wait, is that her voice? Yeah, her voice is a little... Yeah, isn't this supposed to be like your flagship, like Void Hunter? Super crazy, super... Yeah, I don't know about that one, bro.
I shall wipe out all evil.
Alright.
Formless air gathers. Corruption is purged. Scatter! Release! Evil shall return to dust.
Okay, I mean, visually, I guess it looks cool, but she kind of just like waves her hands around, right? And then there's like a bunch of like yellow fucking particles going everywhere. I would say compared to like the other stuff we see in ZZZ, it does seem a little cluttered visually, but maybe that's like actually, maybe that's something good. Maybe that's something people like.
Haya, dosule 한번 사초의 무대야칭.
I guess that's her skin.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Shifu. Fufu's here. The streets.
Why was that in Chinese? Wait. Are they just putting Chinese in like the English version of the game? Or was that like a glitch?
Here are really cool too. Come on, I'll show you around. What's going on? Who dares disturb the peace on our streets? Play to arms! Today's reading is Be a Hero. Tiger Tornado. I won't get dizzy this time.
I can't let you have all the fun, Senior Fufu.
Why is the... Wait, why is the kid... Okay, I'm not even gonna question it. I don't know. I was gonna ask why she's doing that, but then I remember what type of game this is.
Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins feel.
I like the panda the best.
It felt like I'd been pulled out of a sweet dream.
If I don't put an end to this disaster tonight, my Yishuan will be shattered along with everything.
Don't make it weird, Saint. Guys, you can't tell me that I'm making it weird when this is what her combat animation looks like. That's not me making it weird. What? You go blame the devs. Don't blame me for fucking talking about what the devs decided to put into the game, bro. Why are you trying to blame me?
I can't let you have all the fun, Senior Fufu. Man is iron, rice is steel. I make a mean chitlins.
Sounds like projection? Brother, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be real here. Believe me when I say, if you saw Yi Xuan or like Jane Doe making that pose, you'd be going crazy, buddy boy.
It felt like I'd been pulled out of a sweet dream.
If I don't put an end to this disaster tonight, my Yushan will be shattered along with everything.
But how? Isn't she?
How many times have I told you? What you see with your own eyes isn't necessarily the truth.
Okay.
Get ready! Formation!
You see the outfits?
On the night of the old capital's fall 11 years ago, Yunquei Summit answered the call and left the mountain to save lives.
All
We did
right.
it then, and tonight, we shall do it again.
Oh, so China actually just saved everybody. Oh, so it was China that just saved everybody. And they're gonna do it again. They're doing it again. Gotcha.
Just in time.
Maybe the reason why they're doing this is because ZZZ wasn't doing that well in CN. And so now they just made an entire new region dedicated to like shilling China to regain the CN audience. Hey, maybe it'll work, bro.
Ceremony has just begun.
Outfits look cool. All right, new main story chapter where clouds embrace the dawn. All right. They got overworld exploration. Yeah, this character's a midget, bro. Oh, nope, they made a smaller one. All right, that's gonna be her agent story. Cool. The designs are actually quite nice. I like the Key Pow lady. And now we got the skin. I mean, it's definitely an aesthetic choice for sure. Yeah. It's definitely an aesthetic choice. Yeah, this one is... They're definitely targeting a certain part of the population with this one. And now we got our outfits for Wise and Bella. Okay. Pretty neat. Different vibe for sure. I'm pretty sure half of it is that, like, if the main characters didn't have new outfits, they would look really out of place in the region, too. Because it seems like everyone else is wearing, like, more, like, traditional sort of, like, CN stuff. And if they're walking around in, like, their streetwear, they'd be like, okay, this is, like... What the fuck, bro? Yeah, so definitely I feel like it's like a combination of like the setting thing, because you can kind of tell from like every character in this region, right? It's a way different vibe. All right, we got the Yi Xuan and her bird close up. We got the Ju Fu Fu. And the Kung Fu Panda. All right, okay, we got the pay to win stuff. We got the Roaring Furnace, the Qing Ming Birdcage, and the Trevor Okay. Sure, cool. I have no idea what these fucking things do, but I guarantee they're fucking broken. Yeah, W engines and ZZZ are like confusingly strong. They're confusingly strong because they pretty much all of them have like crit rate and crit damage. Straight up. They're like the most broken things I've ever seen in a game before. New W engines. Okay. So, yeah, they have a new type now called Rupture. I guess it's neat that they have like the B rank option as well. Yeah, let me move my camera down. Yeah, they got the B rank and then 2 A ranks, and then of course, one of the new limited characters is probably going to Rupture as well. Yeah, or Rupture in combat, and then also Rupture somebody's bank account. Oh, they got a new Bang Boo. Just delete these. I mean, my point of view is just like these almost just like, what's the point of even having these dudes in the game? Frankly, to be honest, like, what do they do? You just get like a bunch of Bang Boo pulls, and then you just pull the new one every patch. They almost seem like they exist just to like siphon credits from you so that you can upgrade them. Oh, man. Crazy. All right, now that we are on the rewards, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go through all of these piece by piece, because once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten a lot of feedback about how ZZZ is coming out with the best anniversary ever. It's so much better than Wuthering Waves. It's the best out of the big four, and this is essentially, oh, sorry for showing the better game. This is essentially what you guys have on the table. We're gonna go through it piece by piece. So, first things first, you're going to be getting 480 polychromes. Very, very, very cool for checking in a total of 7 days. 3 polls for 7 days of check-in. Nice. And then next, you'll be able to choose a standard 5-star agent and W engine, and then get 10 polls in the form of 1,600 polychromes. Let's keep this in mind. You are being given this 5-star standard agent and the W engine a year into release. This is 1 year into release. And if you're going ahead and you're doing comparisons to games like Wuthering Waves, you gotta factor this in. This is a year into release after all of these characters, except Lycon, have a better version of them in the game. You're gonna have Grace, you're gonna have Soldier 11, you're gonna have Koleda, Yanagi, Evelyn, Lighter, Jane Doe, and Astra Yao. Or honestly, I heard an M6 Nicole is actually stronger than Rina too. So all of these units are just objectively worse than other ones. Every single one is just worse than what a limited character already has offering. Second, if you're going to compare this to Wuthering Waves, let's get some facts straight, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all remember this? This is the 5-star standard selector that is available for a year, that you get just from logging into the game for the first time. ZZZ players are coming themselves at the idea that they get a free standard 5-star when Wuthering Waves has had that a year before them, when the game launched. And there are still people coping and saying that this is a launch reward, or sorry, this is launch compensation, that this is only because the launch of the game was bad. Then why did it last 365 days? And why can I be a new player, log in on version 2.0, or log in during version 1.4 or 2.1 and still get it? I wasn't affected by the launch. Clearly, the 1.0 launch doesn't matter to me at all if I'm logging in during version 2.1. Why do I still get this? Is it truly compensation anymore if I'm getting this reward 8 months after the game released? No, it's not. You want to know what is compensation? Zhang Liao releasing during version 1.2 for free because the 1.2 patch had very little content in it. And so that was compensation for a bad patch, and he was only available for that patch. And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If this is going to be available for 365 days, I can log in during 2.0 and get it. And when this expires, Kuro is making a beginner event, a permanent beginner event that gives the same exact thing after completing missions. It's just a free standard 5-star. Because this has expired, and there's going to be a beginner event that just gives the same exact thing, along with other rewards. So yeah, it's just permanent at this point. This is beyond launch compensation. And if people are saying it's still launch compensation, you're just coping because you're devastated by the fact that ZZZ took a whole ass year and it's only on their anniversary that you're getting this. Second, people are talking about the W engine. Guess what, guys? Is this launch compensation too? The UL45 box, where simply from playing the game and getting to UL45, which takes like a week of gameplay to get to, you just got a 5-star weapon. A 5-star standard weapon. Yeah, you just got it. Plus, you can select, you might be surprised by this, you can in this game, you can select your standard 5-star weapons on the banner as well. And so you don't end up in a situation where you'll have like a shit ton of dupes of standard weapons unless you want them. So that's that. And if you're going to go ahead and just simply say, oh, because ZZZ is giving them all out on the anniversary, the rewards are better. You're getting rewards that Wuthering Waves has had since the launch of the game. and you're comparing it to Wuwa and saying ZZZ is better, you're getting it a year after Wuwa. And guess what? When it comes to standard characters and standard W engines, getting them earlier in the game's lifecycle before the limited characters released that power crept all of them, getting them earlier is actually better. You're getting all of these units after they all have had better versions of them released. And you're saying that these rewards are amazing. So yeah, we got 10 pulls and then the rewards that Wuwa had at launch. Awesome. Yeah, no, this anniversary is looking really good, guys. Oh, yep. Yep. Got the first time top-up bonus reset. Cool. And now this is the thing. Now we have our first set of limited pulls. You get 10 of them. Guess what, guys? That's going to be a 7-day login event. And this one, thankfully, is going to be during Yizhuan's banner. So for the Void Hunter character that's releasing at the start of 2.0, who is, let's just be honest here, going to be fucking broken, and they're trying to sell a lot of her, you're going to have 20 pulls. 23 actually available. 23 pulls for her. And on this second pull over here, the 10 limiteds and the 10 Bupons, they're not going to be for her banner. They're not going to be on her banner. It's going to be after her banner. So these 33 pulls that CCs are advertising over here, 10 of them, once again, are going to be after Yizhuan's banner. Because guess what, guys? To get these ones as well, looking over here from the live stream. Yep, it's a 7-day login event. Yep, it's another 7-day login event to get the rest of those 10 pulls. So, yeah, it's actually even worse than Wuwa, because at least in Wuwa, you just got all 10 of them at once, and ZZZ, you gotta wait 7 days. It's actually worse than Wuthering Waves here, too, because guess what, guys? At least in Wuwa, even if the pulls were after Zani's banner, which they were in NA, America Dip, you just got all 10 of them at once. Yeah, you didn't have to wait 7 days for this fucking shit like you do in ZZZ. Awesome. So, yeah, that's another L right there. And so, the total count is at 33 limited pulls. 33 limited pulls. You want to know what the count is in Wuthering Waves for your limited pulls? You got 10 over here from this one. 5 over here from this one, because we're counting login events, right? ZZZ has 2 of them. So that's 15. If you want to count the Astrite, that's another 2. So that's 18. 28. And when you count the compensation rewards, right? Remember those 10 limited and then 10 weapon pulls? We're already at 38. Wuthering Waves already has more limited pulls. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Sorry, we're at 48. Shouldn't count that event. Oh, we shouldn't count QB Derby? The event where you just log in, do dailies, and then roll dice on a board and get 10 pulls? You guys are saying that one doesn't count. The one where you literally didn't do anything and you got 10 pulls. We shouldn't? Are you counting ZZZ's events? Are those events for the anniversary? Or are those events for 2.0? Are you going to count every single event in ZZZ as part of the anniversary? Or is there baseline stuff just because it's a 2.0 patch? Because these are straight up what they're advertising for their anniversary. If you're going to count Derby, I'm going to be real here. This is specifically an anniversary-based event that you do literally nothing for. You do literally nothing in this event to get the rewards. You log in, and it takes you about 2 minutes a day. It's basically just a login event. So, yeah, I will count it there. I mean, at a baseline, if you want to subtract these, go ahead. It's still 38 pulls in Wuwa. Okay, sure. Don't count these. Wuwa still has 38, which is more than ZZZ's 33. Great, guys. You're still behind. You're still at a loss. You're at 33 limited pulls. Wuwa's at 38 without this one. So there you go. That's another L. And if you want to count this one and Gilded Night Market, then Wuwa is at 58. 58 limited pulls in the patch. And believe me when I say this, guys, if you've played ZZZ's events, each of these gives like 300 polychromes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if you've actually played ZZZ, you would know firsthand that these give no fucking polychromes. Like, each of these gives like 300. Straight up. You can just play the game, go through, and look at the events tab. You get like nothing. There's like 7 events. Each of them give 300 polychromes. So that's like maybe 15 pulls here from all of these. You can even see it here, bro. Wait. Oh, great. Oh, great. Yep, we're going to be swimming in it, boys. We are going to be swimming in it, boys. I think there was another thing over here that's awesome. You do 5 missions. Each of them gives 20. This is what I mean by ZZZ's events don't fucking give anything. Each of like these individual little objectives that you do, they don't give shit. And so even if ZZZ has a fuck ton of events, they all don't give anything. You do like 5 events and you still don't even have a 10 pull yet. And by the way, guys, if it says Phylum Heights Sightseeing Guide, that's an event for 2.0. That's not an anniversary event. All this QB Derby stuff that we're talking about over here, it's explicitly marked as an anniversary event. However, stuff like Blaze in the Dark, Your Summer Will Never Wither, Dreaming Deep, those aren't anniversary events. These aren't. But all this stuff over here, I wonder why they had a whole separate version, a whole separate like version header to introduce these events. But then when it comes to just the anniversary stuff, celebratory events. So Wuwa has basically divided it up for us. These are literally marked as celebratory events. So yeah, I think it is actually fair to count QB Derby. 1,000,000%. It's explicitly marked as an anniversary only event. So yeah, I think the count is either at 48 or 58 limited pulls. 48 or 58 limited pulls for the anniversary in Wuthering Waves, and ZZZ's at 33. I'm glad you guys finally got your free standard 5 stars, though. I'm glad you guys finally got it. It just took y'all a year to catch up, but you're still about 25 pulls behind. Let's keep going. Ellen's getting buffed. What did Ellen's getting buffed? Finally. Great. Because an M0 Miyabi who power crept her in just 4 versions, 160 days. She had 160 days of being an ice DPS. Miyabi's M0 literally does more than double the damage of Ellen at M6. Awesome, guys. Surely these devs are doing this for the joy of all the Ellen owners. Or maybe we could just factor in the idea that Ellen, this fucking unit, makes $0 on her rerun banners because she's a gigantic steaming pile of shit that has absolutely no use cases in the metagame and is completely worthless as an investment on any account. And so it's probably in the dev's best interest to not make her a steaming pile of ass as a limited character so that her future banners are actually able to make money. Otherwise, whenever this character reruns, it's just a dead banner that exists, but nobody pulls on it. And so this is merely a financial decision by Hoyoverse to go ahead and actually stop losing money every time they run this unit. Because why would they ever rerun this unit again when they will make more money running a different one? Because no one's going to pull her in her current state. And this is the other thing that really concerns me about this idea of releasing broken-ass units and then just buffing older ones. What if they do it again? What if your Zhu Yan or your Evelyn, right? They release the Ether Void Hunter or the Fire Void Hunter. Oh, it's okay, guys. We could just let Zhu Yan and Evelyn be dog shit for 4 months. They'll just buff them later. How about you just don't release broken characters in the first place? How about you just don't do and add units that require others to be buffed? Maybe just don't make them broken on release. Isn't that something we could just do instead? Oh, wait. The only way that Hoyo knows how to sell units nowadays is to make ones that do double the damage of others. Just look at Mavuika and Sitlali. Just look at Skirk. Just look at Escoffier. Just look at Honkai Star Rail as a whole. That's the only way they know how to actually make money nowadays. Make all the prior shit worthless. And the players will just start coping and say,
oh, they'll just get buffed later, guys. It's fine. No big deal, right?
Yeah. And guess what Wuthering Waves does, ladies and gentlemen? You wanna know what the greatest anniversary gift of all is in Wuwa? Not having rampant amounts of fucking power creep. Yeah, I can still take my Gion and do sub 1 minute clears and endgame content. Yeah, I just take my 1.0 Gion team. Maybe I buff it a little bit with Shorekeeper, and then I do sub 1 minute clears in the TOA at S0R1. Yeah, that's Kuro's best anniversary gift. Yeah, not making me feel like I need to pull the newest units, otherwise my characters and roster are gonna feel like shit. Yeah, I'd rather have that, to be honest. Great. All right, and that's basically where the anniversary rewards end. I think at this point, it's kind of just like all just new cities, new additions, new great stuff like map UI. This is good. This is actually really good because God forbid you try to explore anything in the actual existing overworld. This is like the capital city of New Eridu, or like the residential, not the residential, but like the city area. Yeah, trying to find NPCs over here for quests. That's why I just don't do them. Yeah, Lumina Square. You ever try to find NPCs in Lumina Square? Of course you don't, because nobody plays this game. It's a complete fucking nightmare. What else do we have? It looks like they're doing like a bit of like an overworld for their exploration. They're doing stuff very similar to what Honkai Impact 3 did. One thing to keep in mind for Honkai Impact 3 is that a lot of people did not like the implementation of the overworld, because it was a very big sort of like far cry from the general way that people would play the game, which is more instanced battles, where you just go from menu to menu and then battle to battle. That's what ZZZ has been, right? And so we just have to see how this is received. From the gameplay that's like in here, looks pretty cool. Not bad. I like that they're even showing us just running away from units to unlock waypoints. Like, this is how people would actually play the game. So, yeah. And they even got, like, exploration and stuff now. Do keep in mind that ZZZ has built up its entire audience off of being in a menu simulator. That's been its core gameplay loop since day one. Menus after menus, and then combat instances between the menus. And so this is like a complete 180 from how they have been running this game. And so you guys got to keep in mind, right? They're clearly trying to tap into a way different audience with what they're doing over here, trying to capture more of like that open world, sort of like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves audience. It's clear as day. That's what's going on over here. Who knows? They might add a jump button next, because an exploration-based overworld feels really fucking weird when you're not able to go vertically anywhere. And all you can do is just use the X and Y axis. You kind of need the Z one in an exploration game. But who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of like the main features of the patch. The rest of it is like a bunch of events. Some of them look like, you know, kind of neat. It is a 2.0 update, so just like a bunch of events as a whole is something that you got to keep in mind. They also have like MC customization, which is like a thing, I guess. So that's pretty neat. And then we also got, I guess, some fights. I'm not too interested in like seeing all of this stuff going on over here. I'm pretty sure that like actually going ahead and playing it, it seems like there's just too many for it to like matter. And one thing about ZZZ is that the events do end up feeling very, very, very shallow, and they don't give a lot of rewards. They kind of have like usually like 7, 8, 9 events every single patch, and then each one of them gives like 200 to like 300 polychromes. And so you play like 10 different events and you end up with like 10 pulls at the end of it. So that's just something to keep in mind. It can oftentimes end up feeling like more of a chore instead of like a fun thing to go through. And hope, like you can even see in this shop, right? Like this is, look at this, 50. This is 150 polychromes total. Like you got to play this entire event to get like your 1500 currency from clearing all the stuff, and then it's 150 polychromes total. It's not even one pull. This is what I mean by ZZZ doesn't get fucking rewards from its events. So yeah, that's maybe it has a second tab, maybe there's more. It's just when I'm able to purchase something from an in-game shop and the end result is that I get 20 premium currency, and they decided that 20 premium currency was something that was worth making a shop item for, I'm gonna be real here. That just seems a little bit fucking stupid. Like to put this little, like just to put this little and require this much currency and 4 separate purchases for not even a single pull. Like, doesn't that just seem like strange to you? I would say overall, a lot of the stuff in the update does look pretty okay. Clearly, right, they're going to have a couple of reasons for you to play. It looks like they're going to have like triple rewards, so a great way for people to catch up. I think they're trying to bring a lot of people back to the game. But I would say as a whole, the whole gameplay loop, we'll just have to see how the actual overworld feels. I think that's going to be a big component of whether or not people want to come back. It looks like a lot of the menus are going away. And, you know, we'll just have to see how the actual content in 2.0 is. I think it might actually be very good, but it might be a far cry from what people are used to. But what I will say is that the rewards as a whole in this patch, they're not that good, bro. You are once again getting what Wuthering Waves has had since launch, and you're celebrating it a year in, after all of these characters have lost all of their use cases and are just objectively worse versions of other units. And you're saying that it's better than Wuwa's anniversary. When these devs, you literally got all of the stuff that you're bragging about in ZZZ, you got it at launch. We had this at launch. And you're celebrating that you're getting it. So yeah, if you think a reward delayed by 1 year after the value of all these units has disappeared is good, and if you're saying your 33 pulls are good, when your pity is 90, Wuwa's is 80, Wuwa also gave you 50 plus pulls, you ZZZ, you get 23 for the Void Hunter, you have a higher pity, you got a 75-25 on the weapon banner. Let's just be real here, guys. I don't think it's that good, especially when you look at the conditions of the game. 33 pulls, you got a 90 pity and a 75-25. Let that sink in for a second. People might say I'm rage baiting. I'm just listing facts about the game. If you consider me listing facts about ZZZ's banner system and the currency that you're getting as rage bait, maybe the problem is with the game that I'm talking about, not what I'm saying. Let me know what you all think. Peace.